I'm Anna. I work in Teddington, Up and Running, and I've worked there for just less than a year. Being around sort of like-minded people, working in a store that I'm selling things that are sort of to do with my passion. So road running to me is more about that timing, the sort of mile splits you're running. It's normally more of a structured route. You know where you're going to run from the start rather than really exploring. So when I was growing up, it was sort of my competitions were more on track and on road and cross country, but my coach, I lived right next to the woods, and my coach would sometimes set me runs which he called explorer runs. So I'd be able to sort of go into the woods rather than sticking to the routes in the woods. I could go and explore and try out sort of off-path routes, which was really fun. There are already made routes, so they're colour-coded. So there's the brown route, which is the shortest, the one I used to do when I was younger. Then it goes to the green route, then red, then there's the half black, and then the black route. Once I got to the black route and did that quite comfortably, I would then go and explore so many routes you can take that aren't on those paths. And I think that made me start to love exploring, making up new routes. My coach also used to say, go create a figure of 8 in the woods. So we'd make up different routes just to create that figure of 8. And it was really fun and exciting. And I think that made me want to explore trail running. I guess trail running is, to be honest, I guess it's anything off-road. It can be on the grass, it can be on woodland paths, things like that. But I think trail running is more, I guess you feel a bit more free doing it rather than on road. I guess there's not as much structure. Still taking it in, I think the beauty of trail running is it's not all one consistent pace like it is with road running. You can slow down, you can stop, take it all in and carry on again. Again, there's no sort of ceiling to what you can do on trail running. I don't even think about my mile splits. That's not on my mind at all. It's just putting one foot in front of the other and taking it all in. So with road running, you don't need a lot really. You almost want to be as light as possible because you are just running on the road. It's normally close to home, so I normally just go out in a top and shorts and my shoes. But with trail running, especially around here, you do want to make sure you're fully equipped. You want to be safe. At first I was in my normal sort of road running shoes, but in the winter it does get really boggy in the woods, so I did end up getting a pair of trail shoes, which definitely help running on sort of mixed terrain. So you need that support in the shoe rather than on road. So yeah, I wouldn't say it's as soft or cushioned as a road running shoe, but you're running on softer surfaces anyway, so I wouldn't say it's as important. Waist pack, anything, yeah, just so I can carry some snacks, water, a jacket in case it does rain, my phone in case I get lost. When I'm road running, I normally have a route in mind. There's not much sort of scope to explore with road running. I sort of stay pretty close to home. I'm also pretty close to Bushy Park, so I normally just run on the road to Bushy Park, do a lap and then run back. So yeah, if I were to go trail running again, I would probably pick a big feature within that trail, something like a reservoir, a lake, maybe a church. So when I do go and explore, I can always come back to that location. I'll sort of stay fairly near to that location, but also there's scope to explore around there. Trail running, I think there's a lot more aches and pains you feel because you're using different muscle groups compared to what you would use on the road. I think mentally as well, although you can sort of switch off from the real world, you are still thinking about where you're placing your foot and everything. So yeah, I do. It is sort of an entirely different feeling. I think it's just what you're used to as well. I'm used to running at a consistent pace on the road, not really having to speed up or slow down. But with trail, you obviously do, without meaning to, slow down or pick it up. Yeah, that is definitely okay. I think it's just getting to that certain sort of landmark where you sort of plan to go and then you finally get there and it's amazing. Amazing views. I think that's one of the best things. Yeah, like the reservoir, it's it's almost nothing like I've ever really seen before, so yeah, it's great. I actually like the rocky uphill, I think, because again you're really thinking where you're placing your feet, and once you get to the top I feel like I've accomplished something that I haven't done before, and then I've got the nice downhill to sort of relax a bit more, and then knowing you've probably got another uphill coming. So yeah, I love how like every corner's is going to be something different. So yeah, I think with road running you plan obviously to do a certain distance, but with trail I just don't think it matters as much. It's more about exploring, obviously where it is sometimes a bit more taxing, where you do have to run uphill and downhill a bit. You're almost getting more benefits doing that than running a certain distance. I normally do my sort of recovery runs and steady runs on my own or with a friend, but my sort of faster sessions, intervals, would be with a group that I train with in London. I would be happy to come out here by myself, but also I think it would make it maybe a bit more enjoyable with people. You can make the most out of it, get a few pictures, and yeah, I'd actually want to share my experience of trail running with other people. So where I'm based in London, there are a lot of runners in that area, so there's always someone who will know a specific group or a route to do. Our shop, Up Running Teddington, we have a social run, so you could always join that, or we can recommend groups to run with, either online on our website or pop into store and we can give you more information on it. Montane is primarily trail, so if someone were to come in looking for trail kit, I would point them in that direction. We have fully waterproof jackets and trousers. Yeah, I do really like the 3/4 length leggings. The material is really nice. It's very lightweight. I like that it's got a draw cord so you can tighten it, because I do feel like a lot of leggings they can fall down. So yeah, done trail running before. If they're completely new to it, I would recommend either starting in Bushy Park or Richmond Park. If they're a bit more familiar with trail running, then maybe exploring the Surrey Hills. That's pretty local. I think there's a lot more sort of grassy runs. Yeah, so more of a trail run if you're used to that. Yeah, so at the moment I'm very much more of a road runner. Occasionally, yeah, going into Bushy and Richmond Park, so that's more of a trail. I think where I want to take my running next is just to keep enjoying it. I think it's easy to say that, you know, running can become a chore, because it's quite a taxing sport, mentally and physically, but as long as I keep enjoying it, keep bettering myself, then I'll be happy with wherever it takes me. But I do know that I want to carry on running for as long as I can. I definitely would like to do more trail running, especially like travelling out of my area to places like the Lake District, just because it is so different to what I'm used to. Yeah, more scenic routes for sure, because that is where I feel most sort of free and definitely escape sort of day-to-day life.